Hello. So I'm troubleshooting the Gillett Phonograph before doing some serious tests, and with one thing in mind: these machines are going to be shipped around the globe. I have already buyers in Europe, in America, so they're going to travel a lot, and I cannot make a machine that will fail if it receives a bump uh, or is handled roughly. So I have to troubleshoot everything to make it resilient to um, to heats and to be shipped. So one thing I discovered when I went to Rudesheim with this machine is that when it left my home, this speed regulator was turning really smoothly. And when I arrived to Rudesheim, it was a little bit stiff. And when it came back, it was really stiff. So something was binding. First thing I thought it was, well, I put some oil, maybe the oil had dry up and now there's gunk inside. So, but no, it was clean. And then I thought maybe a little thing got inside here, so now it's inside and then it's making a lot of friction. But again, no. So I started to mm, dismantle everything, and to dismantle everything, remember that this. Let's go to the blueprints. Inside this, there's a rod. Then there is this bushing here that is press fitted. I have to be very precisely press fitted. Then you have these brushes that goes with two very tiny screws and have to be and with two very tiny washers have to be very precisely adjusted. And then there's the different collet springs, you name it. There's plenty of things between here and here. So I took it all apart. One thing I was not very happy also was these springs. They're a little bit on the hard side, so they were flexing a little bit too little to allow a precise speed regulation. So I made new ones, and when I installed the new ones, it became very obvious what was happening. And what was happening is that when you let's focus. Okay, when you tight these screws, the slightest deviation of the upper or lower part makes bind the assembly. And this is because several things. First of all, is brass against brass. That is never a good idea. If the best option, in my opinion, will be steel against cast iron or against bronze, but never brass against brass. And the second and more important is because of this. And I have taken from my box of speed regulators a lot of examples. What difference do you see between this and this? Well, the answer is these two. And you see every single one have a long tube there. Every single one. No exception. Even on a class M speed regulator, you have that tube. Let me try to focus it. And the tube is from here to here. Okay? You can see it. Let me, you see? Okay. This tube What is intended to do is to act as a bearing and a load or side thrust bearing. Okay, so when you tight these screws, you you have a lot of leverage in order not to make this part to be crooked against the shaft. And Gillett, in all his wisdom, decided not to put it. And I cannot put it because just on top of it there is a collar, and there is another sliding collar, and then the spring. So I have to think something alternative because I can adjust it. It's a matter of a little bit of patience and a little bit of technique, and you arrive to put it to tight the screws and make it turn free, very easily. But then the slightest bump, or even if you just hit one of the weights and one of the springs just moves a fraction, a very small fraction, it starts binding. So what I did, well, you are already seeing it. What I did is to leave the screws just a little bit loose, just a little bit, and to put a spring wire clamp that goes from one screw to the other, on the top and the bottom. So by doing that, what I allow is to have a little play. They're just a little bit loose, and they self-align, and they never bind, whatever I do. So that will be a very little modification, but I think it was worth making a video because I find it pretty clever. That's all for today, guys. Thank you. Bye.